The ability to take a patient that has this horrible diagnosis and very poor prognosis and give them this treatment is life-changing.
Because we're in an active radiation oncology space, our goal was to create an environment that was warm to the patients that are going through a difficult time with minimal interruption to the flow of patients.
One of the greatest working strengths that we always have is working in an operational healthcare facility.
It's very critical that we are able to get the new installed, make a quick changeover without affecting their patient care. We know that reliability, maintainability, and energy efficiency are all key to keeping their operations moving forward.
One of our biggest concerns for this project was around patient safety. We didn't want to do anything that could create an unhealthy environment for them. We went through great lengths to create a separate construction area from the patient care area. This included separate construction entrance, proper construction barriers, and isolating HVAC systems.
I would say the greatest challenge we had for the Ascension St. Vincent project at the Evansville Cancer Center was really the time frame that the client wanted to work within.
Our purchasing group did a great job of negotiating some very competitive pricing. It was locked in on commitment letter, and that pricing was only good as long as we had the equipment installed by a certain date. So the first task for our project team was to select that install date. From that point, they worked the schedule backwards.
We worked with the MedExcel team and the Hafer team to really shorten our construction window. So taking the existing equipment down and bringing the new Varian TrueBeam unit in, that construction period was a 12-week period, and that allowed time for Varian to come in and get the equipment set up.
For this specific project at Ascension St. Vincent Evansville Cancer Center, some of the key takeaways whenever we think about the design are their patients and the quality of that care that they receive.
They're already going through an experience with their health, and we want to make sure that the interiors provide a calming, soothing position for their treatment, because this is our community. These are our friends, our family. So we want to let them know that we want to help take care of them.
Here at Good Samaritan Hospital in Vincennes, this particular project is an equipment replacement. So the space had already been designed, not necessarily for this current piece of equipment, which is updated and oftentimes requires new components. So you have to kind of step back, understand what was there before, so that you can understand how you can approach that project.
The room is very open, and having that open feel, patients come in and they're like, oh, this is much different than I thought it was going to be. So that helps relieve their anxiety coming into that. The lighting can be changed to make it dimmer in there and kind of set a mood that you don't feel like you're going into a surgery room where all the lights are so bright and blinding. It kind of gives that relaxation feel.
If you think about it, they're undergoing radiation. That's a scary thing in itself. How can we make them feel comfortable? Something familiar or something very different to take their mind off of what they're thinking about.
Part of the issues when we were going through the design and construction phase was how do we do it in an active linear accelerator space? So designing a plan that met the needs of the space was very important, a very high priority for us.
They had good documentation. That was important to be able to uncover some things and understand how it was constructed and how it wasn't constructed.
During that process, we did decide we were going to split the existing control room, which was one combined control room for 2 linear accelerators. So really the constraint on the staff was very critical to get that opened up and renovated and turned back over as quickly as possible.
The teamwork that we had there and the communication was key to being successful. And we met on a regular basis, bi-weekly meetings to discuss anything that was coming up, going on, kept the department manager heavily involved in all those decisions.
The collaboration of the team is just so important. It just ensures a well-rounded project from the start of design to the finish of construction, and we're turning the room back over and seeing the first patient.
We knew we had targets that we had to hit, and everybody did their part. I consider this project to be very successful. I contribute most of that to the team that was involved.